It's a curious thing for a blade to hunger for blood, and not in a metaphorical way like your standard weapons of death. No, the legendary Duskfang and Dawnfang are quite unique. They hunger for blood with the very essence of their being. Not quite alive, but undoubtedly bearing some sentience forged into the cold steel and elegant jewels that adorn the weapon. Wrapped in snakeskin and shaped like the maw of a beast, the vampiric hunger the blade exhibits mirrors characteristics of the mysterious Sayesi who forged it. We know not when the vampiric snakefolk created the blade in the far-off land of Akavir, but it's come to make its mark on many who wielded the blade during its time on Tamriel. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to FudgeMuppet. My name is Scott, and today we're looking at one of the most unique weapons in the Elder Scrolls series, Dawnfang and Duskfang. This one blade has corrupting yet powerful properties, increasing with power the more it's treated to the blood of others. Now, before we dive into the story of this dark and transformative blade, we do need to establish that much of their story comes from the Creation Club and also touches from the Elder Scrolls blades. Due to this, you could consider aspects of this as not entirely canon, but we do feel like the story and the introduction into Skyrim feels natural. It fits well into the 4th Era world, and with such a unique weapon, we'd say this deeper story is justified. The intricate blade, Dawnfang and Duskfang, was forged on the mysterious continent of Akavir by the Sayesi. While reports conflict on whether the Sayesi are entirely serpentine or if they're more of a hybrid, their fearsome reputation cannot be denied. Credited with driving the dragons from Akavir, these vampiric creatures are believed to have even fed on the humans that once inhabited the continent. This mythical history seems to have been forged into powerful weapons that share their creator's thirst for the blood and life force of foes. This type of sword is known as an Akaviri blood drinker longsword, and we know of two other unique blades that share the basic appearance of Duskfang and Dawnfang. In Elder Scrolls Blades, we learn about two unique Akaviri weapons. The first is Bloodthirst, sporting a vampiric gem infused with blood on the hilt. It demands blood, as its name suggests, and due to its resemblance to Dawnfang and Duskfang, it has unique significance that we'll explore very soon. The second is Rime Link, with the large jewel on the hilt infused with a blizzard. The blade is attuned to frost, slowing and weakening those who dare raise inferior sword against it. Both these weapons seem to lack the ability to transform like Dawnfang and Duskfang, but share a similar hunger that drains their foes. Likely brought over to Tamriel and lost to time during the Sayesi invasion of the First Era, Dawnfang and Duskfang ended up in the Aelid ruins of Trumbe. The ruins were filled with ghosts and undead, and their fearsome blade laid untouched for many years. A band of adventurers stumbled upon the weapon while searching the ruins for gold and treasure, at great cost to their health. It was locked away in a metal box, likely intentionally buried away by an old wielder due to its corruptive hunger. One of the adventurers, Gromok Grobarak, was quick to claim the weapon they found. Sindelius and Luin, who were travelling with him, were happy for their brutish orc companion to claim the new blade. Inside the cloth was a bunch of stuff, but the best was the sword, wrote Gromok. What a beauty! Blade looks like a mouth with teeth, handle like golden snakeskin, and the gem in the middle of it, a perfect fiery orange and red, like the sky at dawn. Enamored by it, he discovered the transformation to a purple and blue gem as night set in. The duality of the blade made itself apparent to him, and he named the blade Dawnfang in the day and Duskfang during the night. He and the crew continued on their adventures through Tamriel until one day he delivered the killing blow on a minotaur. In an instant, the blade manifested a voice in his head, making it clear to Gromok that it had tasted blood. He felt as if the blade had started to count his kills, a feeling that was cemented after they decimated a bandit camp. On the count of 12 kills, the blade told Gromok its hunger was satisfied, evolving into something stronger than ever before as the sunset came. Naming the enhanced forms of the weapon as superior, he found the enhanced blade gave him more than simply greater power. It offered the ability to transfer the energy of anyone that found themselves on the sharp end of the weapon to the wielder. By this time, Gromok himself was exhibiting heightened bloodlust, seeking out things to kill, purely to sate the hunger of the blade and increase its strength. Drunk on the power Dawnfang gave him, he cut a bloody swath across Cyrodiil. Sindelius and Luin were enthused to have such a powerful ally in their party, delivering them great infamy in the realm. The riches and loot they claimed with Gromok slicing down all opposition was unparalleled, but it wasn't quite enough for them. The crew planned one final expedition toward Niben Bay, expecting their last adventure to allow them early retirement with their vast treasures. Soon after they headed to the Niben Bay, a portal to the Shivering Isles was opened by Sheogorath. With the recent slaying of the Gatekeeper of the Fringe, the realm was open to all sane mortals, and the adventurers entered in search of riches and glory. Unfortunately for them, the facility of Xedilian had just been returned to working order to stop unwanted visitors delving deep into the Isles. This facility was a Daedric machination that would either drive those who entered mad or kill them. The exact fate of Gromok, Sindelius, and Luin is not known, but the cruel traps of the facility did their work. Driven mad or killed, the serpentine weapon fell from Gromok's hands. It was later passed on to the hero of Kvatch as a reward for overseeing the Xedilian's restoration. After being awarded as a prize during the Third Era, Duskfang and Dawnfang was lost. Maybe when the hero of Kvatch mantled Sheogorath, he lost the sword in a bout of madness. Early in the Fourth Era, it made a re-emergence, falling into the hands of the infamous Blades captain Laurent Bouchard. The Blades were born from the Dragon Guard, who were the Akaviri warriors allowed to stay in Tamriel after their invasion, serving as part of the Empire as elite warriors. Wielding Akaviri katanas and ceremonial armor, this order would be one of the few who would recognize the ancient blade for what it was. Laurent was rumored to be either a serpent himself or descended from the ancient Saesi. Despite his power and station, he was not happy. He'd recently lost his wife Emma. Her death and the corruption of the newly acquired blade led him down a dark path. He began to harm those around him and delved into the dark practice of necromancy, madness setting into his heart and mind. In the 130th year of the Fourth Era, a necromancer named Seychelle Gatharian hired a company of mages in order to capture him for his dark turn. She harbored a secret goal, however, as she was in possession of the sister blade to Dawnfang and Duskfang, Bloodthirst. As we discussed earlier, despite physical similarities, Bloodthirst held considerably less power, but equal capacity to corrupt. The first attempt to take Laurent by Seychelle and her mages went horrifically wrong. Not only was Laurent able to slice through the mages given his training as an elite of the Blades, but his new necromantic hobby allowed him to raise those slain to fight for him. They retreated in defeat, but not without learning a key piece of information. To fell Laurent, they would need to separate him from Dawnfang and Duskfang. Seychelle beefed up her force with a militia of marauders, explaining her goal to their captain, Varric. He was given Bloodthirst and tasked with making the swap on her behalf. Demonstrating the Saesi weapon's ability to corrupt, he sought to betray Seychelle to steal Dawnfang and Duskfang in the coming battle. He was careless though. Before setting out, he lost Bloodthirst at Faldar's Tooth. It still remains there in the 201st year of the Fourth Era, lost like so many other powerful relics in the pursuit of greater power. The Mage Force had come up with a new plan, securing Laurent's wife's Emma's remains as bait. They set up an ambush in Riften's Ratways, and in his maddened and overconfident state, Laurent took the bait. He put up a fight, but the mage's plan succeeded, separating the captain from the corrupting blade that empowered him. To secure the weapon from his grasp, they sealed the blade behind an impenetrable magical barrier. The spell went awry though, and Laurent was split into 3 hostile spirits. Witnesses have several theories on what may have happened, citing the inherent unpredictability of magic or the potential that Dawnfang and Duskfang may have affected the spell. Varric also blamed himself, the loss of Bloodthirst greatly changing the original plan and weakening the mage's ability to fight back. The damage was done, however, and 3 hostile spirits proved resilient. Fearing defeat, the mages channeled the spirit of Emma in the hopes of calming Laurent, while they bound these spirits to different areas of the Ratway. The process cost all but one of the mages their lives, sealed in the makeshift prison alongside Laurent's divided spirits. He stood guard here in his split form over the weapon he yearned for but could not touch, and the wife he'd lost but could not join her in death. The blade had served its purpose, feeding off the life of many a soul during this dark chapter. The prison of Dawnfang and Duskfang would remain untouched until the 201st year of the Fourth Era. The last Dragonborn investigated the ratways of Riften after reports of ghostly sightings and disappearances. This is not wholly unusual for the dark and decrepit tunnels under Riften, but it took the attention of the Dragonborn nonetheless. Here they found Emma's spirit, bound to the place with powerful magic, like those who fought against Laurent. They had the power needed to defeat the 3 hateful spirits Laurent had been split into. After doing so, the man was made whole again in death, freeing both himself and Emma to their afterlife together. With the powerful magic purged, Dawnfang and Duskfang was free, allowing the Dragonborn to collect this powerful weapon. Its history from here is not known. The wretched blade could be wielded by the Dragonborn in their fight, or may have been left in the darkness once more. Either way, the blade carries a cost for the power it bestows, being only a matter of time before it feeds on the blood of its enemies once again. And there you have it, the mythical Sayesi blade, Dawnfang and Duskfang explained. This weapon is both literally and figuratively a double-edged sword in the world of the Elder Scrolls, trading immense power for the life force of others. It's corrupted many people over its life and certainly will not stop doing so. If you came across this weapon as an adventurer in Tamriel, would you wield it? Or would you sense the corruptive power forged into the blade and seek to hide it from mortal reach? Of course you'd wield the weapon, look how sick it looks. Thanks so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed, please do give it a like and do head down into the comments and let us know what lore topics you would like to see covered in the future. Subscribe for more Elder Scrolls content. Thanks again, my name is Scott from FudgeMuppet, and I'll be back to nerd out with you again next time.